guys, it's Jordan, and today I'm going to be giving 15 tips or 15 advices or whatever you want to call them. 15 tips on freshman year. We're going to get straight into it today because I don't want to waste your time. I know that you're probably watching 100 freshman advice videos. If you are going to 9th grade, I know it's really scary and it must be very overwhelming. I was in your position 2 years ago. I know how it feels. Trust me. All right, let's get into it. Not snag a huge friend group right away. I tell you this from my own experience. Getting a huge friend group was probably the biggest mistake that I made in freshman year. You feel like you want to fit in, you feel like you need to have a bunch of friends because that's what you see teenagers having. Like, you know, if back in middle school, I used to see like a bunch of teenagers out like at the mall or something, and they will have like these huge friend groups of like a bunch of teens who dress nicely and they're all laughing and having fun. I guarantee you that there's like 15 beefs going on. Like, it's not what you think it is. And unfortunately, it probably won't be. I mean, everybody's story is different. Just from my own experience, from a lot of people's experiences, from a lot of people's stories, the friend group will not last past freshman year. And if it does, it's going to decrease like exponentially.
Now that everyone hates me, I don't care. Regina, please. Regina, stop! Do you know what everyone says about you? They say that you're a homeschooled jungle freak who's a less hot version of me.
Little story time on like the friend group that I had in freshman year. It just kind of came out of nowhere. Each of my classes, they were all kind of in there, and then we all congregated in the courtyard one day because there were like freshman Fridays where everybody would get to know each other because everybody was new, obviously. I just kind of accumulated like a bunch of people around me, and there was so much drama that entire year. I kid you not, I felt like I was in a book. It sucked, and I couldn't even focus on my work, which brings me to my next topic. Make sure you have a good work and play balance. What I mean by this is don't be thinking about, oh my God, I can't wait to go to this football game while you're in math class trying to figure out the Pythagorean theorem or whatever you're going over, right? It's just not something that, like, it's going to just backfire on you really badly, focusing on stuff that you shouldn't be focusing on. You definitely should be able to separate, okay, it's time to work, it's time to focus, it's time to lock in. And then whenever it's time for you to wind down, don't stress I'm gonna stress this to you. Do not stress yourself about, like, no work whenever it's not time to.
Who the fuck fucked up this house like that? Good God!
Whenever you're out and about with your friends, or it's lunchtime or something, please do not stress yourself out about any work that you have to do that day. Don't. Because it's going to ruin your mood and you're going to dread it even more. Some people are overthinkers like myself, but I've learned being in high school for 2 years that you need to be able to separate when it's time for you to work and time for you to lock in and when it's time for you to rest and play. Give yourself rest. Give yourself grace. You are not perfect, and that is okay. Do not try to treat yourself like you are, because you are not. No one is. If you're going to date later on in your year. And what I mean by this is, do not date in the first semester of the year. Like from September to December, even January. Don't date in that. You can talk to people, you can flirt with people, that's totally fine. But please do not ruin that for you. Like, you know, people are always like, you know how people are always getting on young people for like getting married early and stuff. Editing Jordan here. When I say that, I mean like people are always like, oh my God, live your life. You know, you're so young, you have so much to experience. And I didn't clarify that for some reason, so that's what I meant. Definitely live at this point. You are a freshman in high school. You have not experienced nada yet, like barely anything. You need you need to have fun in this time, because that's when all the like events happen, is during the fall, during the winter. Everything fun happens during that time. Please do not lock yourself down. I beg you, please. Like, if you want to lock somebody down, definitely date later in that year. That's just from my own experience, because when I was in my first semester of freshman year, I had this huge crush on this guy, and I was so quick to get into a relationship with him. It lasted a month. I still had my 8th grade mentality. I was still a kid, and we're all still kids in reality, but like you become more of a mature teenager the longer you spend in high school. So I definitely recommend dating in the second semester. Fourth piece of advice, do not skip class. And I know like that's such a cliche thing, and like you're probably like, oh, Jordan, I literally just saw that like 15 videos ago. Everyone said the same thing. Don't skip class. Don't fail your grades. Okay, like I know it's really annoying to hear, but like it matters. And I tell you why it matters, because those teachers later on, like if you need recommendations for a job, or you need recommendations for like a scholarship, who are you gonna go to? They're not gonna help you. They're not. They're gonna be like,
you used to skip my class. Why would I give you benefits if you didn't even care about your grade in this class because you were skipping?
It's gonna screw you over so badly, I promise. You're going to regret it. Don't skip. Because the teachers will hold a grudge. They remember your face, they remember who you are, and they remember what kind of person you presented yourself as. And it matters 100%. Fifth piece of advice, don't be afraid to look weird. And then I say that because no one cares as much about you as you think they do. And that may sound mean, but like, I'm so serious. Nobody has their eyes on you like you think. Going into high school, obviously you're gonna think that everybody's gonna judge you and everyone's gonna bully you and you're gonna get shoved in a locker or something. Well, maybe not in today. People are gonna think that you're gonna get taken pictures of and posted on stories and yammer everybody. All the older kids are gonna say, ha ha, all those ugly freshmen. Don't be afraid to look weird. Don't be afraid to be your age. Like, have fun. This is your first year in high school. Do not be afraid to participate in anything that has to do with like school or activities in class. Don't be afraid to do any of that, because you're going to regret not doing it. I regret not doing anything in my freshman year. I really do. I wish I did clubs. I wish I participated in stuff like that. I wish that I participated in like group projects during like class and stuff, because I was too embarrassed to work with people. I was too embarrassed to act like myself. Don't, because it's going to make a difference whenever you get older and you get to look back and say how much that you did, how much like, and you get to build a good community around yourself. You're not surrounded by people who aren't good for you, or you're not surrounded by people who are not going to have your best interest. You're surrounded by people who also don't care about looking weird, which is good. Sixth piece of advice, don't be afraid to talk to new people. And that could go for like people sitting alone, people who are just kind of in their own little world, or like people who you don't usually talk to often. Don't be afraid to talk to them. Don't enclose yourself and put a cap on your social and on your social ladder. Like, you're not better than anybody else. Let's put it that way. You're not too good to talk to somebody, and you're not better than anybody. Having a superiority complex is going to get you talked about. People don't like that. People don't like people who are stuck up in high school. You may have an accumulated friend group, but they're all going to talk bad about each other, including you. You are not better than anybody. So do not think that. You know what? Put that on the advice list, because a lot of freshmen are going to probably try to have their own little hierarchies. I've seen it happen in my own high school. You are no better than the next freshman. You are no better than any upperclassman. You're no better than anyone. And that might sound mean, but you need to know that. Seventh, or should I say eighth tip of advice, since I just kind of added one in the last segment, stop worrying so much about upperclassmen. I kind of said this already, I kind of glazed over this already, but I'll go into detail. We do not care. We don't. Especially the seniors. They really don't. They really, really don't. Actually, a lot of seniors and juniors are cool with freshmen. They're friends with them. You just talk to them like a lot of them are cool. Some of them, now granted, like I said, some of them are mean. A lot of upperclassmen that I know, being one myself, are always like, I can't stand freshmen. They're loud and they're annoying and they do too much. They just got out of 8th grade. You just got out of 8th grade. Do not feel like you have to act like you're in 11th grade and you are 13, 14. It's okay. Like, I guarantee you a lot of us do not care about you. Like, okay, new people into high school. Some people just left. Some more people came back. 9th piece of advice, not everyone is watching you like you think. Like, this kind of advice video really goes for people who are have a lot of anxiety about what people are going to think about them, what people are going to perceive them as. And I guarantee you, people do not have their eyes on you like you think. People do not have their eyes on you, watching your every move, judging everything that you do. Everybody is scared. Everybody is anxious. People are like the excited anxious. People are the scared anxious. Some people don't want to go and some people don't care. Everybody is different, but all collectively, you are all new. And you are all new to this big experience that is high school. Everyone, all the movies are about it. It's everywhere. Being a teenager is absolutely everywhere. And that is okay. It is overwhelming. And you have to put it in your brain that not everyone has their eye on you. And it's okay. Everyone thinks that your eye is on them and vice versa. Trust me, you're gonna be okay. 10th tip of advice, go to orientation. Please, 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 please go to orientation. And I say that because a lot of freshmen I see like on TikTok and stuff are saying, I'm not going to that lame for orientation. I'm not going to that. I'm not doing that. That's lame. Please, I beg you, please go, because you don't know where your classes are. You don't know. You look at the numbers, a lot of school layouts are different. You don't know where the rooms are. You don't know what the hallways are. You don't know what's going on. If you don't go to orientation and you get a tour of that school and you get your schedule and you figure out what classes are which, you're cooked. If you don't want to look around, like you don't want to be looking at your schedule, bumping into a bunch of old upperclassmen who are just trying to get to where they need to go because they already know where they're going. You don't. So like they're going to be bumping into you. Like you're going to be like one of those slow walkers everybody hates because you're just trying to look at your paper and be like, I don't know where I'm going. Please, 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 please go to orientation. My 11th piece of advice kind of goes hand in hand with 10 is learn where your classes are. Like at least before your first day. Like if you don't go to orientation, at least if you got a friend that's already in high school or there's like an open house at some point, girl, go and figure out what them classes are. You better go. You had better figure out where them classes are before the first week is up. I would also like to add that you want to know where like the cafeteria and the auditorium and stuff is. Like, because if you don't know where that is and like a teacher directs you to go there, you're also cooked. So make sure you know where everything is. Go to orientation. 12th piece of advice. And this one is something that I tell everybody, like even my cousins, family members, people that I know that are going to high school real soon. Please go to every event that you possibly can. It's so fun. It's so fun. And like I said earlier, is have fun in that first semester. Because that's when everything happens. Basketball season, football season, homecoming if you do have one, Halloween happens, Thanksgiving happens, all the breaks you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 500 different breaks in that side of the year. Please participate in like spirit weeks and going to games, going to dances. Please, I beg. It's going to be so fun. Document it, record it, take pictures. Make sure that you can look back on your freshman year and have something to talk about. Make sure that you don't have to dig deep in your memory like I do. I really wish that I documented and went to more and did more during my freshman year because I would be able to share that with you guys today. But I can't. And I really, really want that for other people. So please, go to the events. 13th piece of advice goes hand in hand with the last one. Go participate in the spirit weeks because they're actually really fun. And then you have to think about what you're going to wear tomorrow. You don't have to plan out no outfits because you could be like, okay, what's the spirit week for today? And then you look at it and then you're like, okay, pajama day, I got you. But like everybody kind of dresses in pajamas anyway these days. Even if it's pajama day, you can dress in like a onesie. You could do something corny. And like I said, do not be afraid to look weird. If you dress in a onesie for pajama day, that's cool. People gonna be wanting to say, I'll be taking pictures of people that do that. Like me and my best friend, we take pictures with people who have the awesomest costumes, the awesomest like spirit week wear, because it's so nice to see people who actually care about the school events. 13th piece of advice, find your people this year. Trust me, you are not gonna know who your people are, because you may think that the people that you met at 8th grade are gonna be your people for life, but like it's just not like that. And it hurts to think about because I've lost a couple of friends recently too. It's not easy, but you're gonna find your permanent crowd in high school. And I tell you that just from, let's say my mom. She talks about the people that she's still friends with to this day from high school. And this year, this is the year that you're supposed to find your niche, Find where you belong. Find where you feel the most accepted. I wish that I did that in my freshman year. I felt like that I needed to impress everyone, and I didn't want to become the weird kid or something by doing stuff that I actually like to do because of what majority of people thought, which is going to make you miserable. Please find your people and get into whatever you're interested in. Do not care about what other people think about you.
Also, this goes the other way around when it comes to people who get into like niches and cliques that are really popular, such as sports, football, cheerleading, and stuff. Don't judge other people either, because just because somebody likes something different than you doesn't mean you have the right to judge them. So don't do that either. Just be a good person.
Tip 15. Do not change your personality if you get a friend group. You know, the friend group isn't too bad or anything, but let's say that they have different interests that are different from yours, or they like different things that aren't really your cup of tea, like different fashion tastes or different interests, like hobbies, stuff to do, things that you like to do in your free time. Like you might like gaming and they might like shopping on Shein. And you might not be big into that, and that's okay. Don't change what you like to do just because you want them to stay your friend. If they're not going to accept you for the stuff that you're interested in, then they're not for you. And I still have to tell myself that sometimes. If they do not accept you for what you're giving them, then they were never for you in the first place. And you must remember that. The people who you're around, if they do not accept you for how you are in the rawest form, no matter what you're going through, if they do not stand there with you and accept you, support you, then they are not for you. 16th and final tip of today is do not try to act older than what you are. You are 13 to 14 right now. Some people are 15, some people are 16, but the average is 13 to 14 starting in 9th grade. Please do not try to act like you're in 12th. It's really obvious to the people who are actually upperclassmen that you are trying to impress us, that you're trying to be cooler than what you are. It takes people back, and it's just you are allowed to be who you are. If you see, obviously you're gonna see TikToks and stuff of people saying, I hate freshmen, or there's a POV that I saw last year whenever I was going to my sophomore year, saying that sophomores are I hate freshmen. You used to be one 2 months ago. Relax. People are saying that they hate freshmen and you heard it, and now you're scared to be, I don't know, a freshman. Don't, because most of the time they're probably joking, and if they're not, they need to evaluate themselves. It has nothing to do with you. You being the age you are is there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with being younger. There's nothing wrong with acting younger. Don't feel like you need to act all cool and nonchalant and mature and stuff, and you're only 14. Actually, that wasn't my final tip, because I just thought of one right now. Tip 17. Don't date anybody older than you. If you're a freshman dating a junior, no. If you're a freshman dating a senior, absolutely not. Dating anyone older than that, please don't. Please don't. Especially if you're a girl, please don't. Because a lot of these guys are not nothing out here. They are not. And I'm gonna tell you that right now. If you you could be I think I need someone older. No. No, you do not. On average, a lot of junior to senior guys that are trying to get with younger girls do not have their best interests in mind. If you're picking up what I'm putting down, I'm not saying that they're gonna do anything not rated PG-13 to you, but that might be their intention, because they think that you're naive. They think you don't know what you're doing, and they're gonna take advantage of your naivety. That's all I pretty much have for you today. If you want a part 2, please tell me in the comments below. I would love to give more advice. I have so many stories from freshman year that I'd love to tell, that I can give you advice on how to avoid, give you advice on how to experience, or stuff that you would like to experience, and ask me how I got in that position. I would love to give out all that advice to you. I really hope you stick around. Press the subscribe button down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.